Mindset Over Bullshit is a self-help podcast published by Kendrick Avant and designed to help people see their value through the power of gratitude journaling.
2, 4, 6, 8. Let's drink and smoke and celebrate.
Friday, November 10th is Vanilla Cupcake Day. Yeah, Vanilla Cupcake Day. So get on your sweet and treat game. Treat yourself. Start early.
Yes! Whoa, look!
That ain't no bird.
Damn sure can't be a plane.
It's the little homie in a wheelchair sharing secrets main.
Wheelchair users, I want you to share this tip I'm reminding you all today. Cancel that goddamn free subscription to whatever it is you did. 3 days, 7 days, get rid of that shit today.
Tribespeople, I take watching shows very seriously. Look what I got for us now.
Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken is the latest movie from DreamWorks, and you can catch it on Peacock. We seriously enjoyed it. Now, Ruby Gillman, I don't want to give y'all too much, but Ruby Gillman is a young girl going through the usual drama with her family. She's arguing with her parents. She struggles with her brother. Her father, even though he's around, is kind of a doofus and not paying that much of attention, doing his own damn thing. Now, what makes the movie special is that although she is partnered up and has friends in high school and they're discussing how to end the year with their senior prom, she's interested in this boy. I really get sick of that part. Girls always liking some boy. Why? And instead, she ends up getting involved, meeting her grandmother. Remember, I don't want to tell y'all too much, but the grandmother is played by Jane Fonda. She blew her part away. As a man, I found it super cute how they flipped the script and the stories on mermaids, so mermaids became the villain. That right there made the movie super cool all by itself, how the mermaid became a villain, why she was a villain, and what she did to earn her part. The entirety of the movie, out of a scale of 1 to 100, with 100 of course being the highest, I would give Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken, I would give it like a 91, maybe a 90. Seriously enjoyed this movie. Check it out. You, the kids, the fam.
King's news is the news story so interesting that I stopped scrolling through my phone. I actually read the article.
King's news, let me pull this story together for you. So a few days ago, my wife is telling me about how when she works in the bed, how often she sees spiders crawl across the bed and fall down from the ceiling. Scares the shit out of me. I don't like spiders. I've had a lot of spiders on me before, and she's telling me this story. So when I immediately, after that, when I'm looking on the King's news, checking out the internet, trying to find some stories to tell y'all about, I first ran into a story about how a man in California sees a tarantula spider trying to cross the freeway, and he ends up wrecking trying to avoid running over the tarantula. California had released a report that tarantulas are going to be out and to be on the lookout for shit like that. Crossing the street, you don't want to hit a spider? Hell no. And the next story I end up reading is about a woman in Taiwan. She's 64 years old, keeps hearing a rustling and feeling the itching in her ear. Come to find out, there is a spider in her ear that has shed the exoskeleton and is still in her ear moving around. Ugh, yikes. And then the third story I end up reading about right away is in Massachusetts. A woman finds out that there is a nickel-sized spider living in her ear. That's a pretty big spider. What the hell? If I could tell y'all the story I have about spiders, you'd really be blown away. That's my King news today.
The MS Diary is a daily vlog about my personal shit.
You know I am crunk about the multiple sclerosis diary for today, Friday, November 10th. And that is because I did my interview, I did my script practice for this job that I'm trying to get. Script practice, you got to read the 3-page script out while you're being recorded, get it checked out by a supervisor. Thought I was doing well with this, but I honestly had not memorized that script. Instead, I just had it on one of the screens and I'm trying to read it off the screen. I got all my energy, I'm doing well with it. The guy's bragging on me and he says, but Kendrick, I can tell you are reading this off the screen.
Damn,
I can see your eyes moving and checking it. Can you do that and read it back to me without seeing your eyes do all this and everything. So I know I want you to get this right the first time. Remember, you gotta have this thing memorized. Now, normally when I get a setback like that, it can hit me kind of hard without the disabilities, and I'm gonna tell people, hey, I'm legally blind, I can't do that. Let me pass some type of accommodation. I'm crunk, and this is the MS diary entry because that shit just fired me up. It just made me hungry. Made me go right back in and truly study and practice and work that script out. Because of that, I got that shit straight in about a day or two, and I can start my training on Monday. Shout out to me for surviving.
And now, without further ado,
3 of my own gratitude stories. What I wrote about to keep my mindset over bullshit.
Swinging and banging on the ones and the twos. I'm Kendrick Avant, and I am bringing you these 3 gratitudes. I'm gonna get better at this, y'all. I promise I will. So every day I'm telling you, as part of the Mindset Over Bullshit podcast, the highlight of all this, to me in my eyes, is telling y'all the story, my 3 stories of why I am grateful. So let me kick this thing off with the very first gratitude story. Hey, what's up with... First one. So my firstborn daughter got her very first speeding ticket last night. I'm not grateful that she got the speeding ticket, that she has to pay for the speeding ticket. I am grateful that she got her ass home. Tell my kids all the time, you got one priority when you leave this house. Bring your ass home. And she got home, so I'm grateful about that. Obvious reasons. Number 2, this is what you call a cheesy gratitude because I'm breaking this down into more than one. I am grateful because she had this talk about how she knows she had to slow down. I remember back in the days when I got my first speeding ticket, I think I slowed down driving for maybe 2 or 3 days, and then I was back on it, mashing, going too damn me fast. My daughter also talked about how she's going to start leaving the house for work at a more appropriate time, giving herself more time to get there.
What 21-year-old
You love to see your kids growing up, learning from their mistakes. That makes you feel as a parent like you've done the right thing, raising them right. So yeah, shout out to my damn self.
You want to save money on retaining your good employees and stop retraining your supervisors? 53% of employees stay being the supervisors are more grateful. Think about how much money you can save doing that.
Gratitude story number 2. So I had a great interview last night. I had amazing interview, the best interview ever. The job description matched exactly what I would do if I was posting a job to come work for Mindset Over Bullshit. Everything they talked about, everything from homeopathic stuff to doing alternative medications, mind mapping, how important your mindset is. All this was in the job description, and all that made me feel really good when I went in. The interview went so well, I felt like I wasn't interviewing. Instead, I was just talking to a friend. That right there took a lot of relief off my chest. Interview went over an hour. Over an hour by Zoom. That means we were talking real good. That gives me how do I say this? That makes me feel lighter today, as though I know I'm going to be called in for a second interview, and I just know can't nobody beat the interview that I gave out there. Nobody can beat that. It means I will have my second better job to match it with what I'm doing. On top of that, it's not just a regular job, it is a commission-only job. So there is some sales in it. But since it's commission only, that means I don't have to worry about being overmanaged, being counted on, but not being counted on, but being counted against me because of my restroom breaks and stuff like that. Instead, I can take my time and do what I need to do to keep myself in a better spot, follow the recommendations and the accommodations that my PCP has prescribed and written out for me. Good job with this interview.
Yes, I do in fact offer Mindset Over Bullshit life coaching. It's one-on-one virtual meetings to improve your perspective through tools of self-care. It is hard as hell to bullshit somebody else in a wheelchair.
Gratitude number 3. So I had my son and my daughter go out there and check the brake lights on my wife's car. She was telling me 2 days ago yesterday about how she thought the brake lights went out. And because the brake lights are out, that of course means she can't drive her car. That means I'm spending money out of my own pocket to get the kids here and there with the Ubers and stuff like that. When I had them check and find out the brake lights are still good, man, that takes pressure off your boy. That saves some money and my doggone account. It means my wife can drive her own car and do what she needs to do. All that's going to make it a whole lot better for this family as a whole. Money saved, and we got a driver again. Like tonight, my wife was at work. I had somebody else take my son to work in my wife's truck. Yeah, all because the brake lights are working. Perfect.
My wife and kids all bought one of my t-shirts to support me getting the right wheelchair. You can get one at gearbubble.com/I love my wheelchair user.
What you gonna do with this?
1,000 thank y'all for rocking with me on Mindset Over Bullshit. This is the Friday, November 10th episode. Friday, November 10th. Remember, you can always support me by going to kendrickavant.com/birthday because I would love to get those donations, buy products, scoop up a service to help me get the wheelchair that I'm supposed to have. My doggone healthcare has told me that they will not pay for this wheelchair that I need. It's up to me to come up with the funds to get this wheelchair. Yo, that means I am out requesting, feeling as though I've got to ask for the money. So I would appreciate the help in getting that. Everything else, like the podcast, share the podcast, comment on the podcast, especially tell other people about the podcast because all that goes my visibility. That is a way of supporting me. That is a way of supporting my community. Everybody else who's out there dealing with wheelchairs, a chronic illness, these severe limitations, rock with me. I will be here next Monday. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Again, 1,000 thank yous for rocking with me. Enjoy y'all's weekend. See you on Monday.